I'm not okay. I'm not okay at all. It is 5:30 in the morning. I haven't slept in nearly 24 hours, and arguably the best K-pop rap song from a girl group in the past decade just dropped. It's crazy. Like, actually crazy. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's just because it's the first hour, but oh my god, if you haven't heard this, I'll put a link in the description. This isn't a reaction. My reaction's on Patreon. More on that later. This is my first thoughts, because I'm not breaking it down either. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't heard, but I'll play a bit of it here. Also, if you're from DSP or you are the young Posse girls just watching stuff on YouTube, please, I beg you, my one request, don't ever change your concept. Please stick with hip-hop. Let the girls, keep working on the rapping and get better and better, and just keep this concept, because we've needed this for so long in K-pop. I beg you. But let's dive into what's so cool about this, guys. So, yeah. They featured 3 actual rappers. Well, first off, Young Posse write all their own verses. So all of this is self-written. And they featured Verbal Jint, one of the most legendary K-hip-hop rappers, up there with Tiger JK and Palo Alto, Swings. Verbal Jint is one of those rappers. Epic High. He's one of those rappers that literally have paved the way for Korean rapping. One of those original people who, picked it up and everything and did so much, especially with rhyming and such in Korean rap. He's legit. NSW, he is the most unknown person, I would say, here, but he made a foreign the last Show Me the Money season, which was 2 years ago now, and he's kind of on the come up, right? He's still making it big, and he's relatively kind of getting popular. And then Token, who is an extremely underrated but very much appreciated lyricist rapper from the Western world, if I should say. That just surprised me that he's featured physically in the video. Token's in the video. I'm just like, what? Anyway, yeah, so if you haven't already clicked off, go watch the original. I'm going to spoil this song. So the original song, I have 3 points to make in this video, and I'm just going to start those now, and then we'll dive into all the specifics. 1, you can have 16-bar verses in K-pop and it not ruin the song. I've heard so many people say, oh my god, we can't have those things that BTS did back in the day because K-pop's not like that anymore. You need the dance breaks and everything. You can do 16-bar verses in K-pop and not take away lines from other members. Because right here in Posse Up, they have the original song. This is 3 minutes and 20 seconds. You have the original song with all the dancing, the 2 hooks, and you have Sunye's verse. You have Gianna's 2 verses. You have a little verse from Doan. You have a little verse from Jian, and you have a longer verse from, excuse me if I mispronounced her name, Yeonjun? I still get her name mixed up backwards and forth, but yeah, the other main rapper. Then you have a 16-bar verse from NSW, a 16-bar verse from Verbal Jint, and a 16-bar verse from Token, all mixed in almost seemingly random time. So it's not just like the 3 features at the end, which is so cool production-wise. Shout out to production team on that. Wow. Woo. Yeah, so I don't want to ever hear anyone in K-pop tell me that you can't. 16-bar raps should be what we get in K-pop, and I really hope this kind of changes it a little bit, because that was so nice to hear full verses that were fully developed from all 3 of these legit rappers. Number 2, Young Posse has the potential to actually, quote-unquote, pave a way for GG rapping, and I'm really excited about that. And I know it's like a stereotypical thing to say pave the way in K-pop now, because it's like, BTS paved the way, but BTS did their thing. I'm talking specifically about girl group rapping. Yes, Soyeon is great, and she has done so much for pushing, showing that, girls can keep up with the guys. But she's never fully embraced the hip-hop side, even with her solo, right? Even though she featured, he had that one Bad B number, there was still a lot of pop elements to it, and she didn't, fully go into that hip-hop style. If Young Posse could keep this up and keep working on the rapping and getting better and better, it's going to be so cool. They literally could do so much for showing, hey, Monsta X, BTS, Stray Kids, a lot of these, MC&D hip-hop focused K-pop groups, girls can do it just as good as the guys. And I know it's the featured male hip-hop rappers, and I get that, but I'm just showing, they kept up with them. And obviously, Token had the best verse, and I would still say NSW, Ayun, and Verbal Jint had better verses on there, but Sunye, Gianna, and all 5 of them actually like kept up. They didn't sound out of place, at least to me on my first few listens. And I've heard the song for a while, so maybe I'm just used to it. But I really hope that they keep the sound. And number 3, you can have good raps on K-pop. I've heard so many people say, "Oh, my fave is actually better than you think because they're forced to rap on cutesy songs or poppy songs or whatever." It doesn't matter. I know this one was still a little bit more hip-hoppy. I know it was a little more hip-hoppy, but 3 actual hip-hop rappers came onto a much more pop-sounding beat and went the fuck off. I don't want to hear it. The beat is not an excuse. You can still do really cool things on a K-pop or drier beat, even if this beat wasn't dry either, but still. I just wanted to point that out because I think that's proven so. Song specifics now. Let's go over some stuff real quick. It starts off with the remix, right? And Sunye's verse, which is really cool. She featured on a Bobby song just 2 days ago. They're insane. Her verse, really good. The best verse is Gianna, which is apparently one of the first verses she's ever written. Like the rhyme scheme is crazy. I've already talked about that though in my best raps of 2023. I featured it. Doan had re-recorded her verse. I think it sounds different. It's almost like they took the effects off of it and let her be more natural and raw with her voice, which is great to hear. And then you have Verbal Jint. I wasn't a fan of his first 8 bars. It really reminded me of like a swings workout. If you've never heard that song before, go check it out. It's with Jackie Y and Noel and Young B. It's like one of the like A, and everything just rhymes with that A at the end. Macaroni and cheese, yeah. 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 Right? Everything rhymes with that yeah at the end, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, but then he definitely picks it up in the second half. Definitely picks it up at the end. It goes into another verse here. And Gianna gets her second rap after this, but we have NSW Yoon. I'm not the personally, again, this is subjective right here. I'm not the biggest fan of his delivery. I'm not the biggest NSW Yoon fan, but I know a lot of people love it and a lot of people love him. And just great to see that he had, like, you know, outside of my personal opinion, he had a really good verse. And, like, you know, it could have ended right there if it was a normal K-pop song, but they keep going and he develops it and makes it even better and better, right? And then they go into this Gianna verse, which kind of goes out of time of it. Very soft, whispery rap, right? And then the final Young Posse verse of Yoonjung? I'm sorry, I should know her name better by now, but her final verse, one of the most unique deliveries of the Young Posse girls. And then the Prim de la Prim, Token did not hold back, right? You can kind of hear, like, you know, Verbal Jint just like wrote a quick verse down. I mean, Token might have done that too, but like Verbal Jint, like most of his verse is kind of like, you know, just hyping up Young Posse. Same with NSW from what I could tell, hyping up Young Posse. Token was just like, bro, I'll hype up Young Posse, and I'm gonna put as much lyricism, like wordplay in here as I fucking get. It's crazy. Listen to this. I'm in cell by the heart emoji. She my black number like a starting goal to keep my hold on. I move like a target on me. Told her I've been looking for a second place, and I am not referring to that silver trophy. Got the shortest temper, you can feel it on me. Got a lovely mama, got the realest. Oh, and it keeps going too. It's crazy good. It's so good. Oh, I'm so happy. We have such a good rap K-pop song in 2024. Anyway, I just needed to make a video to share my excitement. Yeah, this is awesome. I wanted to share my first thoughts, those 3 points I wanted to point out, and how awesome it is to have actual hip-hop rappers featured on a K-pop song. I need more of this. I need more collabs in general like this. This is so cool. I need more of this. And that's my message with this video. So shout out to all my Patreons. I don't have you guys on screen. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I just want to get this video out and go to sleep. So, yo, check out my Patreon if you aren't there. Shout out to all my Patreons. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.